I'll be honest with you guys, I was not excited about making this video. When Shadow Systems reached out, I was like, this is a pretty basic pistol. It's just a skinny pistol with a longer grip and a short slide. I mean, I use the term basic loosely because it's got like super premium features and stuff like that, but I just wasn't excited about it. And you can tell I wasn't excited about it because I didn't mount the dot on it. But then I started carrying it and seeing how it moved around. It is super lightweight and it was able to move with my body with a single clip holster. And then I shot it, and that's when I completely changed my tune on this thing. I was completely wrong. This pistol is awesome, and I'm going to tell you about it now. Welcome back to the Humble Marksman channel. I'm David, and this is the Shadow System CR920X, a new concealed carry gun from Shadow Systems, who makes, you know, Glock-inspired pistols here in the great state of Texas. A couple housekeeping things. This video is sponsored by The Ridge. Thanks, The Ridge. And this is, in full disclosure, a gun that was sent to the channel to make this video for you guys. I used all my own ammo, blah, blah, blah. But first, I can sense there's some dads in the crowd, and dads, you have the most important job in the world, and I hope you are absolutely crushing it this year and doing the best job you can. I'd give you a crisp high five if I could. See? It just doesn't work. That was my high five. So instead, I can give you this. I took a poll recently, and as it turns out 100% of people in the tent were upset. It's remarkable, really. So what changed about this pistol? What had me going from like, yeah, it's just another gun, who cares, to like, you know what? This is actually pretty cool. So let me kind of unpack it for you and we'll kind of dive in. First things first, carrying the thing. So this is a Glock 43X sized pistol, but it has a 15 round capacity of 9mm. That'd be 15 plus 1. And so it is very lightweight. It's also 19 ounces unloaded, or right at about 26 ounces when it's got a full complement of ammunition. And the gun's thickness, because it is like a 1.5 stack, it's not a double stack, it's not a single stack, but it's like a staggered column magazine, so it's super skinny. It's like 25% thinner than like the MR920, and so you can see that there. And that thickness really matters with how the gun carries. So the gun was just absolutely super comfortable to carry. Now, I normally don't like short muzzled guns because it feels like they want to turn out, but because the gun is so light and the slide is so heavy, that even with the ammunition, the gun was very stable in the waistband. Because I like to carry appendix inside the waistband, the gun didn't really want to move around a lot. Now, if you're somebody who carries strong side, you may not like the Goldilocks sized grip because it's just a little bit longer than, say, like the original CR pistols, which have this like 10 round magazine grip. The 15 round magazine grip's just a bit longer. For the appendix carriers, the grip length doesn't matter quite so much, but for the guys on strong side, you may like the original CR shorter grip module, but we'll get into more of that here when we get to shooting. Because the grip texture is a medium fissure texture, it doesn't really tear up your smooth, supple daddy tummy, quite like, you know, the more aggressive grips would. So it's actually really comfortable to carry around. But that's not really what won me over. It wasn't until I actually got this thing out and shot it and saw how it handled all sorts of different ammunition that I really started to get excited about it.
Look, dudes, if you're old enough to be thinking about getting your dad a gift for Father's Day, then that means he probably has back pain. And if he's got back pain, you need to get him a Ridge wallet. I've been talking to you guys about this for a while now, and Father's Day is coming up, and Ridge wallet's going on sale where you can get up to 40% off their website on a combination of a wallet and a key case. And it's not just wallets and key cases. They're making like luggage and rings and stuff like that now.
So if you go to ridge.com/humble, you can save 40% on your Ridge wallet and key case for this Father's Day.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, stop putting your wallet in your back pocket. Just get a Ridge wallet, put it in your front pocket, and life becomes so much better with a lot less back pain. Heart to heart, dad to dad. Ridge wallets were pretty cool. 10 years ago, started as a Kickstart campaign, and now 2 million wallets later, here they are. So check them out. I don't know any other way to tell you that this is a major quality of life enhancement. Thanks to The Ridge for sponsoring this video, and let's get back at it.
So the thing absolutely shoots great, and I started shooting, you know, validating the sights, seeing how they would hit with irons, and I was able to print this group that you're seeing on the screen at 15 yards, which is a decent group for irons, especially for a little baby barreled pistol. I'm sure if I had a dot on it, I could print more accurately than that. The ammo was impacting somewhere between the tip of the front sight and the center. It's not quite a combat hold. It's almost point of aim, point of impact. I think it just depends on which ammo you're shooting. Mine was impacting just a little bit low, but close enough. Shooting precisely because the trigger is a duty rated trigger. Like, I'm not going to tell you what the pull weight is anymore because YouTube can be kind of weird about that, but you can see the character of the trigger. I've got a trigger blade safety. I push on the safety to get to the point where I hit the wall. The wall's got a tiny little bit of squish that you can kind of see there. And then it's, I would say, moderately heavy, you know, a good size weight for a duty or defensive gun. And then the trigger releases, there's just a tiny bit of over travel. And then the reset is very positive. It kind of helps swing your trigger finger forward. It's just generally a, you know, decent striker fire trigger. Shooting fast is where this gun absolutely won me over because the gun is super stable, and the full size grip, or what I would call a 15 round grip that has, you know, enough real estate for me to get all of my fingers on the grip to grab the gun, and coupled with the fact that that grip texture we talked about goes all the way up underneath the slide, you can actually get a lot of mitt onto the gun. And so your support hand can really help control recoil, which is good because it's got a little tiny small light slide and it's moving pretty quickly. And having that extra, you know, traction on the grip frame really does help make the gun more controllable. The sights that come on the gun, it has a blacked out rear sight with a tritium front lamp, and it is, you know, a decent set of iron sights, honestly. They are set up to co-witness. You can see my CR920P, which I've got a video review of this on here as well. It actually co-witnesses with the Holosun 407K that I have mounted on the gun. This would accept that as well, and the Shadow System's optic system is pretty cool because it takes basically high-strength screws and uses plastic spacers to kind of alleviate the mechanical force on the screws. But it's a really good optic system that is basically a direct mount, and it gets the optic down pretty low. You can see the window on that there. Reliability-wise, I tested this with a few different loads of ammo. I used Blazer 115. I used Igman 124s, which Global Ordnance was kind enough to share with me to try out. Those were actually pretty sweet shooting out of this gun. I used Federal Syntech 130 grain PCC ammo because I'm a dum-dum and ordered the wrong ammo. And then I tried a couple different hollow points, as you see here.
All right, this is Critical Duty 135 grain. Gonna break my little computer wrist here. That's honestly not that bad. This is Hornady 147 custom JHPs subsonic. No problems. That was actually pretty easy. This is the Nosler Asp 115s. That was actually pretty pleasant. All right, if it's gonna choke on anything, it's gonna be this Critical Defense Light. Let's see. See, there it is. You know, if this was more broken in, I'm only shooting this ammo like 200 rounds in. If I wore in the recoil spring more, I bet I could run it.
And what you see there is I wasn't able to get the gun to cycle with 100% reliability, the Critical Defense Light. And that ammo honestly doesn't cycle in most guns. It is really, really lightly charged, so you have to have a very light recoil spring to make the gun work. So let's talk about value and price and all that kind of stuff. This is a premium pistol and the price reflects it. And before you guys completely bail out on me when I say this next number, I do want to let you know that Shadow Systems is sold at retail. So there's the MSRP and then there's usually another price you can find the guns for eventually. So to give you an example, this Shadow System CR920P has an MSRP of, I believe, $889, but you can find it routinely on sale for somewhere less than that, like $779. So using that same kind of rule of thumb, this is a $940 MSRP, and you will probably see it for closer to $800 would be my guess, but you know, I have no say over that, but that would be my guess where you would see it. And with that is going to come 2 magazines, and the magazines that come with it are these nice, you know, steel magazines. Feels like it might have an MP3 coating or something on it. I don't know how much they're going to charge for them, but I do know that the other CR920 mags are just $30, so I imagine somewhere in that ballpark, which isn't horrible. With that is going to come a nice pistol rug that you can do in the screws that you would need to mount any of the RMS or Holosun K footprint optics on the pistol. So if it's $800 for a little premium carry gun with, you know, really nice features, and I mean, it's got the spiral fluted barrel and the, you know, super functional slide cuts, it's really kind of an elevated Glock style gun. But ultimately, because of the longer grip, I'm actually pretty excited about this gun because it is so lightweight. It carries a good complement of ammunition. It is very comfortable to shoot, and it really shot the 135 plus Ps really nicely. So this pistol definitely does kind of punch over its weight as far as I was concerned. I was really surprised how pleasant it was to shoot. But if you need even more pleasant, I've got a video on the Shadow System CR920P that you can watch here.